everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I wanted to share with you a little bit from a workbook that I got from my therapist, and this is called the Anxiety Skills Workbook, and it's a PDF that she sent me to work on, and I was able to download that when I was visiting my dad because they have Wi-Fi there, so I was able to download this onto an old tablet that I have, which doesn't work very well, but I have to part of it that doesn't, when you touch it, doesn't work, so it's kind of a pain, but at least I can look at this stuff. So here, part of what I wanted to share is they give a section where you can write down pros of changing and cons of changing. And then there's another section that says pros of staying the same and cons of staying the same. So they give you these examples of people's worksheets that they've done there at that time, and then they give you the empty. I don't know if you could see this because of the glare here, but it just looks like this. So I just write them in my commonplace book that I have for therapy. So this is my one for therapy. Whenever I have anything that I need to talk about and I have a telehealth appointment, or if I even go into town, then I try to write it down in there so that I can remember to ask her, or whatever it is, or if I'm working on this, and I can share with her what's going on. So one of the questions, it says to review your pros and cons, right? So let's see. Now, I was thinking about, okay, so what would be the pros of changing? And this is all based from a perspective of anxiety, right? So anxiety will cause a lot of different things to happen in our bodies. And before I go on anymore, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm just sharing with you my experiences and things that I'm learning through therapy, through research, through books, and different things like that. So just that disclaimer out there, because I don't want to seem like I know what I'm talking about, because I don't know. I'm just sharing some things that either I've experienced or things that I'm learning. I'm about throwing all my books. Hold on just a minute. They're a little bit wobbly there, so I need to get to that and fix that. So these were mine. These were the ones that I wrote down for pros of changing. So it was less pain from being on edge all the time, less time spent worrying, possibly less headaches, less nightmares, and very emotionally charged dreams. Pros of changing would be having more peace and the ability to relax. Now, cons of changing: fear of being vulnerable, fear of that peace being stripped away from me. So it's always that feeling of something good's going to happen. Now that my disability was approved, it was a relief, right? Because I'm getting something that I've been waiting for a long time, and something that I know I need, and something that will help me to do some things that I need to do, live a little bit better and a little bit easier, and be able to get some of the supplements I need, get and to see massage therapists and things like that for some of these issues that I'm dealing with. But then at the same time, it's even after they said it was approved, I was like, oh, that's great. But then it's no, it's just going to disappear. Somehow I'm not going to get this. Somehow it's going to be a problem. And all of this stuff. I have an appointment tomorrow for this, and I'm still thinking, they're going to tell me no. They're going to tell me this. And it's it's so hard for me to just be at peace with it and just trust God that it's okay. The next one I put of cons of changing was fear of being viewed as lazy, because I think part of my issues with changing is I need to learn how to relax. I need to learn how to stop trying to fix everything, stop trying to do everything I shouldn't be doing, pushing to the point of hurting myself. And so then when I say, no, I can't do this, or just take a day to relax and do nothing, then I'm lazy. So now on to the next little section was pros of staying the same and cons of staying the same. So my pros of staying the same is because it's all I know. I have gone this far in life being this way, so I can continue. And it keeps me aware and alert, being on like high focus, high awareness, hyper focus, hyper awareness of my surroundings and everything going on. Now, cons of staying the same is it's exhausting, and not able to do the things I love because I feel bad about it. I never learning how to relax. My health will continue to get worse and being irritable, even though I'm not irritable at all. Ask my husband. Yeah, I try to convince myself and convince him, and he'll just nod and yeah, sure, So the question they ask here is, does change seem worth it, and right, why or why not? So, I mean, when you sit down and think about your pros and cons list, I hope that you, if you deal with anxiety, even if you don't, if you would sit down and maybe journal something about this, and what would be, what would be the things you would want to see in your life, the changes that you'd like to make, and what are the pros in doing these changes, and what are the cons in the changes, and the pros in staying the same, and the pros in changing, right? So now, after all of the pros and cons list, does change seem worth it? Why or why not? I personally, for me, I said yes, because it would help me heal emotionally, mentally, and physically. I would be able to enjoy my life and my hobbies. I would be able to let my guard down and enjoy time with those I love instead of waiting for the worst to happen. I want to change, but then part of me doesn't. That why or why. I want to, but there's a big part of me no, 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 no. We're comfortable here. We know this place. So now on down to the next part was goal setting. So they give these 3 examples of different goals that these people are setting for their lives. So goal setting worksheet, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. Maybe if I don't know. It's really hard because of the lighting in here. And then it's really dark outside, so I have to have I don't have my regular ring light on. I have my tiny one on in the main light. So goal set. Okay, goal number 1. This is what it says. What would that look like, and how would you know when you've gotten there? So be specific and concrete. So these are your first. It gives you space for 5 different ways that you would like to get to this goal, right? So my first goal, which I really had a hard time with these, but I was thinking along the lines of therapy. I was thinking along the lines of healing, along the lines of journaling ability, how to use this in journaling and healing, right? So my first goal is to get to know myself, because I've always tried to be somebody, not that I've tried to be somebody else necessarily, but I always try to be what other people want me to be, in a way, kind of I don't want to stir the pot, for lack of a better phrase. I just want to be good, be quiet, make people happy, at the expense of myself a lot of times. But that's why I want to get to know me. Who am I? What do I really love? What do I like? Because it's really hard for me to figure out, what do I really want out of life, or what do I really love? So these are 3 things that I put down. I didn't put the 5. I only have 3 that I put. So a way for me to reach these goals would be to not ignore the signs of something being wrong and take care of it. Take time to sit with myself in silence. It's probably the hardest one for me. Ask myself questions about things I really want in life. So these would be my journaling questions, journaling prompts and stuff that I want to start coming up with. And I did find some new prompts to start soon. I'm going through, I've jumped into November now in my journal. So I think I will start the prompts that I just got in my email. So those should be fun to try. And I'll share what those are from when I share that video, because I can't remember. It's Michelle something or other. Adult Chair, I think, is the name of the website, or the name of something. But that's where I'll be getting my prompts from for November. So goal number 2. This was something I saw on one of the examples, and I really liked it. As a matter of fact, I think I just used one of hers. Prevent minor stressors from turning into major anxiety attacks. So I put 4 different ways that I could make this happen. So one was notice my stressors. Notice when I'm beginning to feel anxious and try calming methods. Because a lot of times I have no idea what triggers a panic attack or an anxiety attack. I've been a little bit more aware. That's why I know when I smell certain smells, like if I walk through certain stores through the cleaning supply aisle, I'll get sick immediately. It makes me feel like you need to run now, and I don't know why. The next one is be more aware of how much you schedule in a month. So these are like, for the most part, the only thing I schedule is appointments. So all the extras. I did so many now, and it's a lot of stuff I needed to do. So I'm grateful that I did it, but I'm really exhausted from all of this. And now I'm hoping that the rest of November after this week will be a little slower. In December, hopefully, and just kind of slow it down a little bit. And then just other things too, so that I can have time to do some fun stuff, because I do have my artist way going, and I'm supposed to have an artist date, a date where you take yourself on a date every week. So we'll see how that goes. So I do need to schedule those in, right? So those are the fun things. The next one is learn to say no, and it's okay to say no. Next one is prioritize the things that need to be done. Don't worry about the rest. So sometimes I make a list of things I want to do and things that do have to get done. But what I need to do is break down, let's say I have 10 or 15 things in a day. Break it down to what are your, like, the top 3 that have to absolutely get done today. Get those done and then go from there. Goal number 3. This is one that I've been working on. This is one I want to continue working on. So this is make healthy decisions daily. So I broke these down, and I actually did 3 or 5, 6. I did like about 7 different ones, and I still have like dots towards the bottom to like add some more, and if I want. So I added in 5-minute daily walks, 8 or more glasses of water. I usually drink more. 5 minutes of stretching. Eat enough food, because sometimes I don't eat enough. And eat good food, healthy food. Make healthy choices in food. 5 minutes of grounding, being in nature. Learn relaxing techniques that work for me. Take a nap, or just lay down and rest for a few minutes, because these are all the things that I don't do that I should do. So what I did, a friend of mine, Shannon, as a matter of fact, she sent me this app called Finch, I believe. And like, you grow a little bird, and well, mine's a bird, and you have daily tasks that you put on there. So everything from getting out of bed, changing your clothes, brushing your teeth, washing your face, showering, just being in the day, just surviving the day. I have things like name a person who cares about you. There's things like I've added in writing morning pages, reading the Bible, journaling, working in my comfort Bible, my soap study, whatever study I'm doing. I add those in because it helps me to check things off. And it's a really fun app. So it's been helpful. I do the free one. You can pay for the app to get like extra things. I just do the free one. And it's fun because I have Shannon as my friend on there, Deanna, and my sister Suan. So it's fun because you get to grow them. You go on little adventures and, different things like that. And I think the biggest thing for me is having somewhere to keep myself accountable as well. So those are the goals that I have. Now, the next section is the nature of anxiety and worries. So I will do a separate video for that. But I just kind of wanted to get this going because I did talk about a while back wanting to go through some of my medical issues and different things that I'm dealing with, mental health issues. and kind of delve into them a little more with as far as symptoms go and everything. But the way I was doing it was really overwhelming. I was sitting down and Googling everything and writing everything down, and I was just like information overload, right? So I thought, okay, now what is a better way for me to do it that actually is helpful and I can get some, um, I guess some work on that area and like, and I love to read and I love to write. So what better way than to have a workbook? And when my therapist gave me this one, I was like, yes. And I just thought about it. I'm like, you know what? This is something I've been wanting to do on the channel is kind of take different things. So this workbook, I don't know exactly how long. It's 221 pages, but I don't know how fast I'll go through this and how often I'll share it. But I do have another one as well that she sent me on PTSD. So I'm going to probably do these every once in a while. I'll add these in. So it'll be just a little bit of a series, I guess, on anxiety. And so that should be something good for me to work on. I'm going to be doing it through therapy anyway, and this will keep me accountable because when I say I'm going to do something on here, I try my hardest to really work on those books and really get it done. And sometimes when I just do it on my own, I squirrel onto like 10,000 other things and then never get anything done. So I really want to work on this, and I think this is going to help me. That's why I want to share the artist way on here as well. So that's part of what I want to share. So if you guys are interested in this, or if you have any suggestions on different things that I shared as far as my goals, even like for my any of the goals, getting to know myself, preventing minor stressors from turning into major anxiety attacks, and making healthy decisions. If you have any ideas of what I can add to these, please share them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I love to hear other people's perspective on these because sometimes I don't think about certain things, and it's good to hear from other people who deal with some of the same things I do. And even if you don't deal with anxiety in a diagnosis sort of way, but you have dealt with anxiety in certain situations, what helped you to overcome? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. God bless you. Bye.